Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are keeping safe. Please be safe out there, guys. So today I'll be showing you how to make an off-shoulder play dress. If you are new here or if you're yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bells so that you don't miss any of my tutorials. Thank you very much. So guys, to make that dress, you need your desired dress length, you need your bust or hips measurement, whichever is bigger, and then you need your off shoulder measurement. I mean the round shoulder measurement. Okay, you can get someone to measure that for you. Okay, so going by my measurement, I'll be using my hips measurement, which is 38 inches, because it is bigger than my bust measurement. Okay, so now because it's a free dress, we need to add some extra inches to it. You can double your measurement or you can add half of your measurement to your actual measurement, but for me I'll be adding just 15 inches to my actual measurement. So 15 plus 38 gives me 53. Okay, so I know that the width of the fabric I need is 53 inches, so I'll fold my fabric into 4. Okay, I'll fold the 53 inches into 4. Okay, so that means that each fold is 13.25 inches. Okay, so I'll measure 13.25 inches on the fold and then I'll mark it. So now to the length of my dress. The length that I want is 37 inches. That is from my shoulder to my knee. Okay, but you know we'll be hemming the dress. Okay, so I'll add 2 inches extra, which gives me 39. But before that, I would draw a reference line just below the selvage. Okay, that is where I will start my measurement from. So now I'm going to measure 39 inches on my fabric. Okay, I'll mark it and then I'll draw it into a straight line. So because this is an off-shoulder dress, we'll be deducting some inches from our actual length. Okay, so here I'm marking 4 inches down from my reference line. You can go as low as 6, you can do 5, 6 or 7. It depends on how low you want the dress to be. Okay, so you mark it and then you draw it into a straight line. So guys, looking at how this fabric is folded, you see that one side is not completely folded while the other side is completely folded. So this part here that is completely folded will form our center front and our center back, while the other side would form the part where we'll be drawing our armhole. Okay, so now to form the armhole, on that 4-inch line that I marked out earlier, I'll go in by 4 inches and then I'll come down by 4 inches. So that is my armhole, and then I'm going to draw a curve with my French curve, and after that I'll cut out the fabric. Before you start to cut, ensure that your folds are well aligned. Okay, and ensure that you have included your hemming allowance in the length of your dress. Also, I'm going to open up this part that is still on fold on the side of the dress, so I'll cut from down up. So now to cut out the armhole, I'm going to fold the fabric underneath. Okay, from that 4-inch mark. Okay, I'm going to fold the fabric underneath and then I'll cut out the armhole. So after cutting the armhole, I'm going to unfold the fabric. Guys, I forgot to tell you that I marked 2 inches above the 4-inch line. Okay, that 2 inches is going to form my elastic casing. So guys, what I did there was to cut out the excess fabric above the 2-inch line. Okay, so now our fabric is ready, our dress is almost ready. But then what is a dress without pockets? So I'll be adding pockets to this dress. So to get the position where the pockets will be, I'll be marking 16 inches from the top of the dress and then I'll notch it, after which I can put this fabric aside so that we can cut the sleeves. To know the width of the measurement you're going to use for your sleeves, you need to measure around your arm and then you multiply the measurement by 2, or you can add half of that measurement to the actual measurement. Okay, so once you have determined the width of your fabric, you fold the fabric into 2. But remember that we need 2 sleeves, yeah, so you'll be cutting another piece of the same width. So after doing that, you draw a reference line, because that is where we'll be starting our measurement from, and then you measure down by 2 inches. This 2 inches is going to form our elastic casing. So after doing this, you will determine the length of your sleeve. For me, I want 7 inches, so I'm measuring from that 2-inch line I'm measuring 7 inches downwards. Okay, but remember we'll also have to hem the sleeves, so I'm adding an extra 2 inches, so that means 9 inches in total. So looking at this fabric that I have folded, you see that one part is completely folded while the other part is not. Okay, so to cut the armhole on the sleeve as well, I'm going to bring in the main fabric that we cut out earlier. So the first thing I'm going to do is to fold in the 2-inch allowance on the main fabric, okay, which is the elastic casing. Okay, I'll fold in the 2-inch allowance and then I'll place it on the fabric I'm going to use to cut my sleeve. Place it on the part that is not completely folded. Ensure that the edges are well aligned. Okay, and then I'll draw out the curve. Okay, that curve will form our armhole. Okay, so as you can see me doing here, I folded the 2-inch allowance in and then I'm going to draw out the curve with my chalk. Okay, so after drawing the curve, I will cut out the sleeve. So to cut the sleeve, I'll start cutting from the reference line. Okay, so after doing that, I will fold in the 2-inch allowance that I left for the elastic casing. I'll fold it under the main sleeve and then I'll use that to cut the armhole. Okay, the reason I folded it under the main sleeve is so that by the time I'm sewing the elastic casing to the fabric, I would not be short of fabric. Okay, so as you can see me doing here, I'm folding the elastic casing, the 2-inch, under the main fabric, and then I'm cutting the armhole. So now here is our sleeves. You know we have two. Okay, now I'm going to put that aside so we can cut the pockets. So guys, to cut out my pocket, I'm going to fold an extra piece of fabric into 4. The fabric must be wide enough to place my palm on and cut it. So I'll place the palm of my hands on the fabric and trace it out, and then I'll cut it. So at the end of the day, I'll be having 4 pieces to form the pockets. Okay, so just for heads up, now that I have all the necessary pieces to make my dress, the first thing I'm going to do is to open up my dress right side facing up. Okay, and then I will pin the pocket to it. Guys, I have a detailed tutorial on how to fix a pocket. So I'm going to pin the pocket to it, the 4 pieces of the pocket, and then I'm going to sew the pieces to the fabric all around. Guys, let's go to the machine. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do first is to sew the pocket to the dress. The two fabrics here, the front and the back here, I'll place them on top of each other, right side facing right side. Okay, so now I'll be sewing from, you know, this is the armhole. Yeah, this is the curve that we drew. So I'll be sewing from here, yeah, with an 1/2 inch allowance. I'll sew straight down this way like this. I'll ensure that the pockets also match. Okay, they have to match. Okay, and that was the essence of notching this place earlier, so that I'll fix the pockets, all the pockets at the same place. Okay, so I'm going to sew 1/2 inch allowance round the pockets, and straight down. Okay, I'll do it on both sides. Okay, I'll do it on both sides of the fabric. My sewing machine has a measurement guide. Okay, so I'm just gonna place my fabric right on the 1/2 inch guide. Okay, and then I'll sew straight down. So now I'm done sewing the sides of the dress. So now to the sleeve. Okay, I've already ironed the sleeve as well. This is the top part, my shoulder, and this is the hem of my sleeve. Okay, I've already ironed this as well. Okay, so what I'll be doing now is to turn it to the wrong side, so it will be right side facing right side, and also using 1/2 inch allowance straight down. So after doing that, at this point I can actually sew the hem of the fabric. Okay guys, now that I have finished the sleeve, the next thing I'm going to do is to attach the sleeve to the main dress. Okay, So what I'm going to do now is to turn my fabric to the right. Turn it to the right. I'll also turn my sleeve to the right, and then I'll pin them together. Okay, right side facing right side still. So ensure that the side seam match, both side seams match. You can pin them. So this part that I folded, okay, you know I told you I already ironed mine. Okay, so you unfold it because you can't sew it like this. Remember, we're going to pass elastic through, okay, from here, from the main fabric right to the sleeve. So if you sew this place, there's no how the elastic will get through to here. Okay, so if by chance you have also ironed your seam allowance, ensure that you unfold it. Okay, make sure you unfold it and then you sew it, seam allowances together as well. Okay, so now that I have, you see the sleeve has already formed. Yeah, so now that I have done this, what I'm going to do is to sew with 1/2 inch allowance, okay, from up here through the side seam to the other end. I'll do that on the other sleeve as well. Okay, so now guys, as you can see, I've already sewn both sleeves. This is one and this is the other. So the dress is already taking shape. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to sew the hem of the clothes. So what I did was, you know, we left 2 inches allowance, hemming allowance. Okay, so what I did was to fold in 1/2 inch first, which is this. I've already ironed that too, and then 1.5 inches. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to take in the hemming allowance at the top. Okay, and then I'll leave a space of about 3 inches so that I can put in my elastic. Okay, so guys, at this point I'm almost at the start point, so I'm going to leave an allowance of an opening of about 2 inches so that I can pass in my elastic. Okay, so guys, remember I said my round shoulder measurement, okay, is 41 inches. Yeah, so I'll be cutting out an elastic because I don't want it to be too tight on me. Okay, I'll be cutting out an elastic of about 38 inches, okay, which is 3 inches less than my actual round shoulder measurement. I don't want it to be too tight because I won't be comfortable. So you put your safety pin, you use your safety pin to pass it through. So from this opening, I will passing it through. The 2 ends of the elastic. If your machine has a zigzag function, you can use it. Guys, we are done with the dress. So you can iron the dress and that'll be all. Guys, if you like what I have sewn, please subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much. Bye.